Episode 1, Nneoma's Oath. In the peaceful but watchful heart of Omokoshi village, where the rooster's crow was the morning bell and the evening flute danced with the wind, there lived a woman named Nneoma. She wasn't just any woman, her steps carried the thunder of purpose, and her eyes bright, yet pierced with wisdom told stories of battles fought in silence. Nneoma, the widow of Obinna the blacksmith, was known far and wide, not because of wealth or title, but because of the heart that beat inside her chest. They called her Ogochi Diya, the glory of her husband, because she had not let the fire in Obinna's forge die since his sudden death 5 years ago. Omokoshi, nestled between the Nkonu hills and the Efo stream, was a village proud of its heritage and governed by elders whose words were law. Yet something was brewing, whispers of a creeping force, an aggressive militia from across the Oji border, storming neighboring villages and taking away young boys and girls to become foot soldiers and wives in their war. They were said to wear black, move like shadows, and vanish like mist. Fear began to coil like a python around the hearts of Omokoshi's people. One crisp evening, as the sun bled gold behind the thick palm trees, the town crier beat his ojin and declared a gathering at the village square. The air was tense as elders, youths, and mothers gathered, some sitting on logs, others standing with folded arms. The chief priest, his red wrapper stained with chalk symbols, raised his staff. "We must send someone to Uminochi," he bellowed. "The warriors there know how to neutralize these evil men. We must bring help before we are swallowed like the others." Mama stirred like dry leaves in harmattan. Uminochi was 7 hills away, across a terrain filled with rivers, forests, and dangerous lands. No man had dared make that journey in years, not even during the last locust famine. Yet someone had to go. The elders spoke in codes and avoided gazes. The young men scratched their heads and looked away. Then, from the crowd, a strong voice rose like a clap of thunder in a quiet sky. "I will go." All heads turned. It was Nneoma, standing with her staff carved by her late husband and wrapped in red cloth. She stepped forward. Her wrapper swept the dust, and her shoulders were squared like a soldier's. "Nneoma," Elder Ugochukwu said, half in disbelief, "you are a woman. A widow. This is a man's battle." She stood taller. "It is not about man or woman. It is about who has the courage to move when others freeze. I have no son to lose to war. My only son, Chika, died in my arms. If I can stop another woman from weeping as I have, then let me walk." The crowd was stunned. The silence broke into slow claps, then cheers. Even the chief priest nodded in approval. So it was that Nneoma began her journey at cockcrow the next morning. She wore her husband's leather sandals, carried a small calabash of water, kola nut, a tied piece of goat meat, and a woven charm from the native doctor. She walked past farmlands and crossed Efo stream, greeting ancestors with whispers as she passed sacred trees. But the journey was far from peaceful. By the 3rd day, Nneoma found herself in Okut forest, a dense place where the trees seemed to whisper and the air tasted of old spirits. As the night fell, a shriek sliced the sky, a leopard's call. She crouched near an iroko root, holding her charm tightly. Suddenly, 3 men appeared from the bushes, faces covered in charcoal, machetes glinting in the moonlight. "Who goes there?" one growled. "I am a widow from Omokoshi," she said boldly. "I mean no harm. I seek Uminochi." The leader, a man with 1 ear missing, laughed. "And we seek food. So give us what you carry, or we take it and your life." She knelt, opened her bundle, and offered the kola nut first. "Let us eat as Igbo brothers. Then you can decide." Strangely, the leader paused. His eyes shifted to her calm face. "You have courage, woman. Too much for your own good." They sat, chewed the kola, and listened to her story. In return, they gave her safe passage and warned her of a war camp ahead where the militia trained abducted youths. That night, Nneoma did not sleep. She hid in the hollow of a fallen tree and cried. Not tears of fear but of hope. Hope that her mission might actually matter. The next morning, she climbed the steep face of Hilishioka, her hands blistering, her legs trembling. From the top, she saw Uminochi, a cluster of huts like specks of sand against the mighty green earth. She smiled, then descended. When she finally arrived at the gates of Uminochi, guards tried to stop her, but a woman with braids as long as a python's body stepped forward. Her name was Ado, leader of the Uminochi warriors. "Who are you to walk these hills alone?" Ado asked. "I am Nneoma of Omakoshi," she said, standing her tallest. "I come not to beg, but to ask for alliance. Our children are being taken. Our peace is crumbling. If we do not rise together, we will fall one after the other like old paupers." Ado stared at her for a long time before speaking. "You are mad. But I like mad women." And with that, the gates opened.